And we welcome you inside of the Palladium here on the campus of Delta High School as the Rabbits look to close out their preseason tonight here with a game against Summit Academy. Alongside Coach Dean Fowles, I'm Ken Nielsen, bringing you the action here from a very comfortable setting. And boy, Coach, is it good to be home. It seems like we've been on the road for a long time to start this year off. And finally the Rabbits get back home. But boy, a tall order tonight as they take on this Summit Academy team that not only is it a tall order, but tall player. Summit comes in here with the kid 6'9" that's leading the team in scoring with 20 a game.
Well, you kind of took my lead in there a little bit when you said there was a tall order. Yeah, they've got him listed as 6'8". I'm 6'2" then. Got another one listed at 6'6". Both of them come in and just as soon as they ran through their layups, just jumped up and dunked it just about every way they can. There's no question. They're fine athletes, too. The Scott kid, Zach Scott, who I'm talking about, got him as a 6'8" senior. He scored the first 8 points, I believe, up at Summit Academy last year, and then they never went back to him again. He ended up shooting a few three-pointers, but I don't think he scored again. And, wow, if I have that, at least with both of them anyway, that ball goes through one or both every time down. And
wow.
They've got some great guards as well, so there's no question about it. This is a good basketball team. They beat up on Stansbury, team we played last night, who was a quality team. So, yeah, tall order, tall folks, and Delta's going to have to put together their best game.
Well, we welcome you inside of the press box here at the Palladium. Snow College pregame show. We appreciate Snow College being with us here tonight. Snow College is in the top 10% in the nation in student success. Turn on your education and visit snow.edu. Delta coming off of a loss the other night up at Stansbury, a game that you and I did. Delta was right in it till about, 2/3 of the way through the third quarter, run into some foul trouble, and then just couldn't make a shot. Stansbury ended up winning that by about 14. But it was a team that we thought Delta could play with, and tonight, obviously, you got to figure out a way to control the big kid inside. And then my opinion, Coach, because of his size, he's going to get his points. They've got to make sure that nobody else goes off for big scores tonight.
Yeah, well, you can't just let him have his way because Delta has nobody to match up with him in any way, shape, or form. And so you're going to have to dig on the ball. The guards are going to have to come down when the ball goes in, force it out. You're going to have to make them at least try some things from the outside. Now, their guards are good. There's no question about it. So, you got to be a little bit careful with that. But for heaven's sakes, I think he's leading the state in scoring over 20 points a game. And, you got to get the ball out of his hands and at least try to make somebody else beat you. So, it is a mismatch physically out there, and that's the one thing you can't coach. That's one thing you can't control is height. And so Delta's going to have to put together a great floor game. And as I said yesterday, when Delta shot the ball well, they were right in it. They turned the ball over too many times, but when they shot the ball well, they were in it. They do the same thing tonight. They will stay in this ball game, but they've got to shoot the ball well.
Well, this is only the third game for Delta here on their home court. Against Gunnison to open up the season, they really shot the ball well, ended up winning by 27. Against UF, Delta shot the ball well and really had every chance to win that game. They got beat right down the stretch. So you hope maybe that picks up again here in the Palladium. And for Summit Academy, you and I have seen the gymnasium that they play in is very, very much different than this facility. We'll see how they adjust to the vastness of this building.
Well, it is different. There's no question about it. We do have the bleachers pulled out, which makes it a little bit better because you kind of get a little bit more perspective behind there. But when it's not, that was always the toughest thing about going to the state tournament is when you go up to those big arenas and there was a lot of room behind the basket. It was hard to get used to shooting that like that. So we're hopefully, being Delta fans, we're hoping that they have a struggle coming in here and shooting because I think they're going to have probably a subpar game in order for us to have a chance to beat them here tonight.
Once again, our thanks to Snow College as they sponsor our pregame show. Snow College is ranked 6th in the nation in graduation rates according to CNN Money Magazine. Start your education at Snow College. Visit snow.edu. Take a look at some of the other players around Zach Scott. And as you look at these players, Coach, and what they score here, my point earlier as we came on in the broadcast, Scott's going to probably get his. But if you don't let anybody else go off, you got a chance to win this because nobody else is in double figures on this team. You look and you see, okay, Jake Newman, he's one of the guards. He averages 6 a game. Also, Kaylor Miller averages 5. There's a couple that average 4 points apiece. Danny Figueroa averages 5.7. So nobody really lighting it up. So I honestly think if you can keep everybody in check, you got a chance.
And that's my point about having the guards come down and dig at that ball. When that ball goes inside to him, it's got to be uncomfortable for him down there. Get down there, slap up at the ball. You know, you can't go down and just get yourself in foul trouble, but slap up at the ball, make him put it on the floor, be ready to take it if it happens, active hands down there. Because, yeah, you got to, let's see if one of these other guys can go off for 20 points and make that difference.
Tonight's game sponsored by McDonald's of Delta, along with Intermountain Power, Jorgensen Honda, Central Valley Medical Center, Service Truck, Delta Medical Center, Drew Bay, Chevrolet, RC Staples, Delta City, Level Pharmacy, Oasis Seed Co-op, Snow College, Sunrise Engineering, and Southern Utah University. Now we'll take a look at Delta for a moment as we look at some of their key players. Tanner Lefevre has been playing pretty good basketball as of late. He averages about 10 per game. Also, Peyton Smith averages about 9.6 points per ball game. Caden Fowles right at about 7. Then you've also got Brennan Nielsen and Austin Chappell right at about 6 points per ball game. Dason Fowles comes off the bench and gives them a nice lift as well. So Delta does a pretty good job spreading the wealth around. But tonight, I think Delta needs to put 3 players in double figures to win this one.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'm not saying you have to have somebody score 20 points, but you got to have a 10, 12, and 15 in order for you to stay up there where you need to. And Delta has to play as a team. If Delta does win, it's because they do play as a team. And so everybody's got to pitch in their 5, 6, 7 to 9, as you say, and then a couple have to come out of their element just a little bit and score a few more.
So again, alongside Coach Dean Fowles, I'm Ken Nielsen, and Michelle here to my right running our camera for us this evening. Good to have you with us. Of course, Centricom, they are the new home of the Delta High Athletics this year. We appreciate them allowing us to bring you this game here tonight and the rest of the season as well. We'll throw in a few other activities, girls games, and maybe a wrestling match or two as well. As much as we can get to, we will cover here from Delta High School. Again, we are in the Palladium. One of the nicer facilities, obviously, in the state of Utah for any type of activity, as this arena seats just under 4,000 people. And even when the Summit Academy team came in here today, I think they were a little bit, if not impressed, even a little bit in awe as they walk into the facility and see the seats in this place. It is absolutely a gem and a lot of fun, not only for the players to play in, but very comfortable for the fans and for us. We have our own press box here to do the games from. So again, once our thanks to Snow College, as they are the pregame sponsor for us. Snow College is one of the nation's finest transfer institutions. Snow College offers a quality education with campuses in Ephraim and Richfield. Visit snow.edu. Good to have you with us wherever you might be joining us around the state or even throughout the country. I know we have people watching all over the place. I know Coach Smith's mother watches in from Virginia, and I also know that President Chappell's mom watches in from up in Roy, Utah. I've got a daughter, Shaquille, that watches in from down in St. George, Utah, and I know also Austin's Chappell's, he's got family that other places in the state that tunes in. So glad to have you with us here. Hope you enjoy the broadcast. We're just glad, Coach, I know you'll echo this, to get through the first week back after the Christmas holiday and the break. Seemed like a long week, did it not?
There's no question, and I'm sure nobody feels bad for us, nor should they. But it was tough to come back, especially for a full week after having some time off. So,
yeah, I noticed Coach Jason Thomas, the wrestling coach, he was up here, sitting here behind us. He's been all over, not just the state, but the country as well. Everybody hoping to catch their breath here as we get back into action and move along throughout the season, as everybody's going to move into region play this next week. Delta obviously using this one here as their final tune-up. The Rabbits next week will host 2 games to start region play. They'll have Millard here, and they'll also have Kanab here. Boy, those are 2 key games that Delta would certainly like to get.
Got to get, in my opinion, Ken. See, that's an early season. Boy, you can dig yourself a huge hole, or else you can pile up a little mound of gold there if you need to. So with the region that we have this year, very evenly matched. I don't see a front runner per se, and you're going to have to take care of business at home.
And that's just what the coaches were talking about. It's been a tough preseason. Delta trying to notch some wins. They've played some really quality teams. But as we've talked before, Coach Smith hoping that the game will slow down a little bit for his team as they move into region play. And they think that the region is wide open as well. Millard has been playing quite well as of late. You know, they'll certainly be a challenge. Enterprise is always tough. Parowan, they've got a quality club as well. Beaver knocked off Emory. There's some good teams in the region, so Delta's going to have to play well. But you've got to win enough games to at least be in the top 4. And you were talking today about the possibility of that first playoff game not being at Orem like it was last year with all the teams coming there, but pretty good possibility that it's going to be at home sites this year.
Yeah, and we voted in the region. They've always had it as at a particular site. It's been at Orem High School. Matter of fact, any of you who went there last year, we voted to do that type of thing. We offered our facility. I can understand why we wouldn't want to, people don't want to come here other than to play in the nice facility and everybody have a chair seat. But it looks to me like us and Millard were the only two that voted to keep that tournament atmosphere and let everybody play at the same venue. I just think that's neat for the kids. I think it's kind of neat for the fans. If you want to come watch more than one ball game, you certainly get to it. Just kind of adds a real neat, unique flavor to it. But the other 4 schools voted against that, voted to have it at home sites. And the reason you want it at home sites is if you think you're going to have a chance to be in the top part of the region, then you want to be rewarded for that and have that home game with a chance to go to the state tournament. So, you can see both ways. I just wished it was our way.
From a fan's perspective, it is a lot of fun to be able to go to one site and enjoy that. Well, we'll wrap up the Snow College pregame show here as we are just about set for the national anthem as the Delta High cheerleaders will present our nation's flag. We'll honor our country and then we'll have our starting lineup. So we'll step away from the mic here momentarily and honor this great country as well.
Welcome to the podium on the campus of Delta High School. We would ask that you all please arise, and our Delta High School cheerleaders will present our national anthem.
So we appreciate the Delta High cheerleaders as they take care of the national anthem here tonight. And we get set now for the starting lineups. Of course, Summit Academy will be the visitors here tonight. They're dressed in the traveling blues trimmed in gold.
And now you're starting lineup. First for Summit Academy, starting at guard, 5'10" senior number 3, Danny Figueroa.
So here we go. First off, Danny Figueroa, a 5'10" senior guard, averages 5.7 points per game. Also on the floor, number 20. It'll be Sam Velez. He's a 6'6" junior, averages 4 points per ball game. Wearing number 23 on the floor, that's Kaylor Miller. He's a 6'1" senior, averages 5 points per ball game. Number 25 is Tyler Ferris, a 6' senior, averages 4 points per game. And here's the big kid that leads him in scoring with 20 points per clip, 6'6" senior Zach Scott. And the head coach, Mr. Eric Gray of Summit Academy. Again, they are 4-6, which surprises me a little bit, Coach. I thought they might have a little better record than that, but I know they went down and played in the Tarkanian tournament down in Vegas and had to play a couple of tough teams.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know, maybe it's not even worth dwelling on. It's just kind of one of those things that they have an advantage to do some of those kinds of things that other schools don't.
Here's your starters for the home team, the Delta Rabbits. They're dressed in the whites, trimmed in red and gray. Peyton Smith, a 5'10" junior guard, averages 9.5 points per ball game. He gets the start at point. Also getting the start, number 4, 6'2" junior Dakota Dutson, averages just under 3 points per ball game. Austin Chappell, 5'9" senior guard, averages about 6 per game. He wears number 12. Caden Fowles, the other senior, a 6'2" senior forward, wears number 23, averages about 7 a game. And rounding out the starting lineup at 6'4", the junior forward, really stepping up his game as of late, averages about 10 points per contest. Tanner Lefevre. Rabbits are coached by Mr. Jared Smith. His assistants, Russ Fowles, John Winters, and Mike Corey. The principal here at Delta High School is Mr. Dean Fowles. And we are ready to go once again live from the Palladium. Good to have you with us here on a Friday night edition. And you're going to see Zach Scott at 6'8", jumping against Tanner Lefevre at 6'4". And I hope you can see with the camera just how tall Zach Scott is. He's a lanky, tall, lanky kid. Delta is going to have to try and be as physical as they can with him tonight. So here we go. And the tip won by Summit Academy, and they'll come into the front court in a hurry. Here's a 3 right off out of the gate. No good. Rebound, Dakota Dutson. And Delta now with the opportunity to score first in this one. Again, just underway from the Palladium here on the campus of Delta High School. Summit comes out man to man. Here's Caden Fowles. Boy, he just had it taken right away. Tyler Ferris picks his pocket, brings it into the front court. Luckily, he didn't go for the layup. He backs it back out. And Summit Academy goes into their set. Here they go to the big kid. He turns, puts it up short. Wow, a lot of contact, Coach. Delta would like to have a quick whistle on some of those. But
yeah, and I do like what I saw there about the double team from the backside that helped. Didn't give him a chance to just set his feet and shoot. So, like what I saw there defensively.
So again, scoreless, down low. Tanner Lefevre, baseline. Spins around Scott, puts it up. Nice move, but too hard on the bank shot. And here comes Summit Academy the other way. Boy, immediately another 3 being thrown up, no good. But the rebound taken by Summit Academy. Here's another 3 down the barrel. No good again. Rebound taken by Caden Fowles. And Delta was lucky to escape there.
Yeah, that's not going to continue to happen. So you can't give them 3 shots at the basket each time, or it's going to be a long night.
Peyton Smith looking to get Delta into their offense. Dakota Dutson on the corner, drives baseline. Reverse layup, counted, and he's fouled around the tall timber.
Yeah, and I think maybe they were just a little bit surprised that he was going to try to shoot that. I was wondering what he was going to do down there.
I did too.
Once he got to the basket, because I didn't think there was much he was going to be able to do, and he just kind of hooked it up across there with little contact, and so Harmon won.
I was afraid he was going to step on the baseline as there just wasn't a lot of room.
And I thought that's what they called initially. So
free throw, no good. Rebound taken down by Sam Velez, 6'6" junior. They go down to Scott. Here's an easy one, up and in.
Yeah, now that one is, wow. Those are the ones you can't give him because that's just easy pickings right there.
The official comes over. I'm not sure what he called there unless it was a delay of game. But we come back to live action. 2-2.
Well, if you'll give me those pennies you have in your pocket, they've told me they don't want you throwing them out there anymore.
Whoop, and Delta now gets picked from behind. That'll be a turnover, and here comes Summit Academy once again the other way. To the basket, but cannot get the shot up. was Danny Figueroa. Now here's a whistle out front. See who this one's on.
You know, there's a kid in the JV game, Ken, that just made about 7 or 8 3-pointers.
Oh,
It was just quite incredible, and obviously they're shooting a bunch of them now as soon as they can get a chance, so you can tell they can make 3-pointers.
and up with another bucket. Summit Academy. And now here's a block call. This is going to go against Zach Scott. A little bit of an argument from the head coach from Summit Academy.
Is that what you call that? You get fined in the NBA for that. But no, I thought it was the right call. I don't think he was set. You know, and I think maybe that's something that Tanner may have to do tonight, is kind of play on the edge of making those referees make a call to hopefully, you know, at least keep him honest. But and there's another thing, Ken, I'll say it right now. You've got to shoot free throws well tonight if you want to have a chance.
Delta already 0 for 2. Second one goes down for Tanner, his first point of the game, and it's 4-3. Delta coming out with a little half-court trap. I like this. As the ball tipped away and off of Summit Academy, that'll be Delta's ball. I like the change right there.
Absolutely, and I think Summit Academy's kind of thinking, well, what do they think they're doing pressing us? But yeah, you've got to come in with that confidence and think that you're out there because you're going to get the ball and go the other way with it. So,
wow, there's a ton of contact on that one there. Referee lets it go. Peyton Smith gets it across the timeline. Down inside to Dakota. Dropped up to, but picks it back up. Here's Dakota's 3, angle left, no good, rebound. Caden fouls. Wants to go back up, there's just nowhere to go with it. Gets it to Tanner, and Tanner has it blocked away from by the big guy, Zach Scott. And immediately right to the front of the rim, Tyler Ferris, his first 2 points of the game. There we go. Coach Smith called that one. Peyton was really being hand-checked down that far sideline. The whistle comes. It'll be out of bounds at half court for the Rabbits. 6-3. Summit Academy leading here. The ball comes over the top. And again, here comes this half-court trap. Both teams wanting to do that. The ball thrown away. And then Summit Academy returns the favor as they throw it away. So a break there for the Rabbits. The ball come into the backcourt here. Peyton Smith with it. As he and Austin Chappell work back and forth. And we saw this the other night up at Stansbury as well, Coach, and there the ball's taken away. That defense is really being extended out on the perimeter. Delta's going to have to exploit that high post. Scott, he's fouled, and that's going to be 2, I believe, on Austin Chappell. We'll wait and see who they called it on. It is Austin.
When you're pivoting with that ball, you got a double team. Can't keep that ball up high and expect to wave it around. They're going to take it. You got to get down in a little triple threat position and establish that pivot foot and take care of that ball. Somebody's got to come and help him. I mean, it's just there's been a few turnovers. I mean, you're going to have some turnovers. Delta's got 4 already in 4 minutes. You're averaging a turnover about over half the time that you've got the ball, and that just can't happen. You can tell Coach Smith's a little upset right there. And, you know, you got to take care of the basketball. There's only one of them out there, and both teams usually want it. And so if you've got it, they want it. You can't let them have it.
Timeout taken by Coach Smith. And 6-3, 4:19 to go in the first. That score update brought to you by McDonald's of Delta, along with Intermountain Power, Jorgensen Honda, and Central Valley Medical Center. And that is, Coach, that's the second personal on Austin Chappell, so he'll come out of the game. Brennan Nielsen will check in for him. And it'll be free throws here for Summit Academy as we come back live.
And when you're when you go 5'8", substituted with 5'9", being a little bit being very, very generous.
So, Zach Scott, first time at the free throw line for him. First one, no good. He's got 4 points so far in the game. Again, he leads Summit Academy in scoring at 20 points per ball game. Second one is good. 7-3. Summit Academy on top. And again, here comes the half-court trap. Delta gets it up into the front court. And they'll work it out front. Again, whoa, I was just going to say, a lot of contact, and they do call it.
But you know, that's a big. That's only the first foul line. They called the one on someone different over there on the other side, but that's a big factor. Take care of the ball. They will foul you.
Figueroa picks up the personal. Here's Caden Fowles down in the left corner. Over the top they come to Peyton Smith. And again, we'll see if Delta can exploit that high post. Dakota drives baseline, puts it up, blocked off of him, out of bounds. And it is Summit Academy ball, and that is the right call. And the thing about Zach Scott, Coach, he has such long arms that even if he gets out of position, he's so long that he can reach over from behind and block the shot.
Yeah, without causing the foul. There's
Yep.
no question about it.
Looking for Scott inside. They got him. Boy, he just turned and put a shoulder right into Tanner Lefevre, knocks him away, and then clears out a rebound. Coach Smith wanted the foul there, and they don't get it. And that's going to be tough for Delta if they don't get any help from the officials.
That was kind of subtle enough that it didn't really get seen, but you're right. That was a...
And now here's a shot, no good. Summit Academy runs. The ball tipped out of bounds. It'll be Delta ball. Well, excuse me, going to be Summit ball. And so one thing about it, Coach, if Tanner comes over to double there, he's just got to just muscle up with him and be just as aggressive, just as physical, as well as Caden Fowles. Here's a three down the barrel. No good. Rebound, Brennan Nielsen. He picks it up, now pushes front court. Left side, Caden Fowles. He wants to drive, but he's cut off there. Way out front, they come to Peyton. And now Delta gets back to their offensive set. Here's Peyton. Deep corner. Caden Fowles over the top. Here's Brennan Nielsen. Peyton. Caden. And somebody's got to get their feet set here, Coach. See if they can knock one down. There we go. Knock that one down, Dakota. And he does. Good ball movement on that possession.
Yeah, that was good ball movement. Had a couple that just about shot, but they extend the defense even with the big guy. Zach Scott was a long way from the basket, and that's when you've got to make him pay for that and go to the basket. See if you can't get him to foul you.
Here's a fadeaway from the baseline. No good. Ball should have been controlled by Delta, but the long arms of the other big kid gets it. Zach Scott right to the basket. Just no way to defend 6'8" in the front of the rim. So Delta again, they'll work it up into the front court. They trail 11-5. Here's Dakota down the lane. Blocked, foul, whistle. Wow, and you know what? I don't know if the officials saw that or not. But Sam Velez took the ball and just stuck it, slammed it down on the floor and walked away from it. I'm surprised the officials didn't maybe walk over and say, we're not going to have that. Dakota to shoot a pair. First one's good. Dason Fowles checking into the game. He's a 6'3" sophomore. Replaces Caden Fowles. Yeah. Got to do a little equipment repair here, you're telling me, huh?
I'm not telling you anything. I'm just going to have to get you some new baling wire.
Second one is no good. And here comes Summit Academy back the other way. And Brennan Nielsen picks up the loose ball inside.
And that was the big kid right there. Just pulling up and shooting the three-pointer right off the bat. So obviously he can make that three-point shot as well.
Tanner Lefevre, that's his shot. Just can't quite get it to go. Brennan Nielsen, offensive rebound in amongst the tall trees. Three down the barrel, in and out. Ball picked up by Scott. And Summit pushes into the front court. Here comes Scott. Runs over two people, whistle, and who's this on?
Well,
Wow.
I think Scott held up to where he didn't charge over anybody, but it didn't look to me like there was much contact there.
That's a tough call on Tanner Lefevre because it looked like if there was any contact, it was initiated by Scott. Free throw, no good. Caden Fowles checks back into the game. He'll replace Tanner Lefevre for the moment. And Scott at the line once again. And I'm sure Coach Smith is going to talk to his players and say, we've got to pick up an offensive foul on him. Somebody step over, take the charge.
Yeah.
As aggressive as he is. Here comes the pressure in the backcourt one more time. Delta breaks it into the front court. There's the high post.
And you've got to get it into there if you want to keep them honest.
There's a whistle and a travel down inside. And again, that's just the size of Zach Scott intimidating the Delta player.
And he did. He traveled. He shuffled his feet before he put the ball down. I think he was just looking, what am I going to do with it now? Because it is kind of difficult, trying to back his way in to clear a little space. And
down the lane, wild pass thrown away. Delta will have it coming the other way with 30 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Yep, here's a pass. I was going to say, I was hoping it was tipped away, but it wasn't. Goes out of bounds on the baseline. It'll be Summit Academy ball. And again, Delta just getting in too much of a hurry.
I didn't see what happened there.
So now with 26 seconds to go, we'll see if Summit Academy will hold for one. As the clock rolls down to about 15. And obviously, I would think they're going to try and go inside to Zach Scott. Whoop, that was close to a travel. Down to 6 seconds, down to 5, down to 4. Driving out front, here's a 3. In and out. Delta survives that defensive possession. And at the end of one, it's an 11-6 game. Summit on top.
That's a big missed shot right there, too, because that could have put you reachable to getting away in a hurry if that last shot would have gone down. So, you know, Delta's done a admirable job on the boards here with him. Just got to make some of those shots that we're talking about. I mean, Tanner Lefevre's had 2 or 3 where he likes to shoot it. He's had that ball on that baseline, which is usually his shot, and just can't seem to knock him down. You know, you're going to get those shots, but they got to go through the hoop so we can get some points up there.
11-6 at the end of one. It's the score update brought to you by Service Drug here in Delta, along with Delta Medical Center, Drew Bay Chevrolet, RC Staples, and Delta City. So again, alongside Coach Dean Fowles, I'm Ken Nielsen. Michelle on the camera here with us as we bring you this final preseason game between Summit Academy High School and Delta High School. It's been a while since we've been here in the Palladium. Delta's been on the road out of, I believe, out of the 8 preseason games, 6 of them have been on the road. It'll be Delta ball out of bounds at half court. For the Rabbits, Dason Fowles coming out along with Brennan Nielsen, Caden Fowles, Peyton Smith, and Dakota Dutson. You know, Coach, as I mentioned, Sam Velez, 6'6", for Summit Academy on the bench right now. I would think they would love to play some Twin Tower stuff there. Boy, and the trap comes and the ball's taken away again. And Dason Fowles picks up the blocking foul going down the right side. And that'll be already 5 team fouls on the Rabbits. It'll be out of bounds underneath for Summit Academy. Austin Chappell comes back in. He'll have to be careful. He plays with the 2 personal fouls. Here's the lob into Scott. That's just what you need to do, is force him away from the basket, and he'll travel with it. It'll be a turnover going the other way.
And that's kind of what I was talking about, maybe forcing the issue just on the edge a little bit, of give him a little bit of a shove. If they call a foul on, they call a foul on, but you just might get the travel like you did right there.
Here comes the full court pressure now. Yes, Delta.
Got to get it across. Got to get it across.
They just do. And again, Coach, the guards for Delta are having a hard time because that defense is extending out so far and we don't have a lot of movement away from the ball. Another ball knocked out of bounds. Now here comes Sam Velez, the 6'6 junior, back in, and he'll replace Zach Scott. So 6'6 in for 6'8. Ball into Peyton Smith, up top Austin Chapel.
You know, they got even that baseline defender. He's coming out before the pass even goes there. Somebody's got to displace where he's leaving and get your feet set ready to bang that thing.
Ball tipped away from behind. Dason Fowles gets the rebound. It looked like there was some contact when he went up with it, and no call. Back the other way, Summit Academy. Jump shot in and out, no good. Rebound, Dason Fowles, and then he's fouled as reaching in is Jaden Hamlin. I think the official got a little bit of an earful as he came down after the no call against Dason, and then he was quick to blow the whistle right here on the reach in. So no harm right there as Delta survives on the defensive end, and now they'll bring it to the offensive end. And here comes that, boy, those three outside guards, coach, are extending.
And that's
clear
where the ball's
out.
got to go, is right there to that high post.
In and out, tough luck shot there by Caden Fowles, rebound taken by Summit Academy. Coming the other way, here's Ferris with it, right side, here's a three. Boy, they're quick to launch it, no good, but rebound taken by Velez. Delta didn't get their hands up on that particular defensive rebound, and it went right over their heads into the hands of Velez. Here's a three, angle left, good.
Got to make one sooner or later because they've sure shot a bunch of them, been in and out.
Tyler Ferris with 5 now for Summit Academy.
And here again, you can even see it from here, and the ball can go into that high post from even out this far. That's
wow, here's another pass stolen, trying to throw it over the top. Going in for the layup, missed it. Peyton Smith did a nice job not to foul. He let the man go underneath, and he didn't finish, did the offensive man. There was a reach, no call. Peyton Smith jumper off the left side of the iron. And back comes Summit Academy. 5:20 to go here in this first half. A little bit of a lull for Summit Academy since Scott's gone out, Coach. They have not been able to enter that ball down inside without him. Here's another three and another make. Tyler Ferris back to back.
Yeah, that one you're just going to have to say congratulations, young man, because that was pretty good defense right on him.
Here's another steal. Ball thrown away, picked off. Summit Academy, three again down the barrel. Good again. This time, Nate Losey with his first bucket. And a timeout taken on the floor.
And you kind of jinx things just a little bit, in my opinion, when you said that they were having a little bit of a lull with the big kid out, and then all of a sudden, bang, 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 three-pointers. So maybe if you'd just not comment on that in the future, would be a little better off. So.
3 3-pointers in a row, as you're saying right there, as Tyler Ferris hits back-to-back threes, and then Nate Losey hits a three. But I'm kind of like you on that one three-pointer. Wow, if you're Delta, it's hard to get upset at your defense there because these kids, they're just coming down, pulling a quick trigger, and they may not be the best of shots, but they went in.
Yeah.
So out of the timeout, all of a sudden it's a 14-point game. Delta will have the ball here in the backcourt. Brennan Nielsen will check into the game. And once again, Summit Academy going to come and meet him at three-quarter court. And we'll see if Delta can get into, there you go, high post, nice pass, short corner, jumper, no good. But boy, that's just what you wanted right there.
You just can't do any, I mean, you can't do any better than that. Just
Here's
gotta
another
knock the
quick
shot down.
three. This one no good. Velez in for the rebound and the putback. His first 2 of the game. I'm surprised that kid only averages 4 points per contest. Delta again into the front court. Over the top, Austin Chapel. Drives, kicks it to Dakota Dutson. He drives, here's a whistle and a foul. And if it's on the drive, it'll be out of bounds underneath for the Rabbits. Going to give him 2. So we appreciate the officials on that one because I wasn't sure whether they would give him 2 on the shot.
Coach Gray down there, he's got the referee. I don't know what the deal is, but
I'm not sure what he's working the referee over right there for. First free throw rattles home. Dakota 2 for 4 at the free throw line. Has 6 points in the game. Been a while since Delta has scored. They needed these free throws. Second one good. And Delta now will come out in a little bit of some pressure. They'll trap here at the half court. High post over left side. Here's another 3. This one no good. Boy, the big kid just kind of extends one arm, reaches back, pulls the rebound down. Inside, and that's 3 on Austin Chapel as he could do nothing but foul Nate Losey, who was standing under the basket all alone. Peyton Smith will come off the bench in a hurry, and he'll replace Austin, who will have to come out with those 3 personals. Here's Losey at the line. First one, good. Losey with 4 points in the ball game. Coaches, I looked at their season record. Second one good. And I'm talking about Summit Academy, 4 and 6. They seem to have most of the parts to the puzzle, in my opinion, with 6'8", 6'6", and then guards that can shoot the 3.
All the parts and pieces that are there. They've got savvy, they've got quickness, they've got obviously the height. And I'm just shocked. I don't know who in the heck they've been playing that has been beating them like that. But yeah, they absolutely should. Looks to me like the kind of team you want to coach, not lose a game. But.
Wow. Inside. That's got to be a foul. Did they call it? No. They said it was a block, and it hit the side of the black post up there. Thought it'll be out of bounds for the Rabbits. Here's Dakota Dutson. He'll inbound it and threw it away. Up the floor in a hurry. Here comes Summit Academy, and they will pull it out. Go to the big kid Scott, and he's fouled. Go into the hoop. Tanner Lefevre gets the personal. And Zach Scott back to the free throw line where he has had a little bit of a struggle. He's 1 for 4 at the free throw line.
It doesn't have a real smooth, doesn't get much arch on it, but you know, being as tall as he is, it's probably been hard.
He's already up there.
Yeah.
First one is good. 10 in the game now for Zach Scott, halfway to his average with 3:11 to go in the first half.
One thing about it, though, when you are Delta, you can come with the bench with a power forward, 5'10", Rhett Chanot.
As they do right there. Ball comes off, and there's a whistle. People crashing on top of the Rabbits, and will shoot free throws at the other end.
Yeah, I don't know what the scores are, Ken. I don't know who these guys have played, but they certainly have a great chance to win the state championship in their division. They just, I mean, you talk about always like to make that comment. If you have all the parts and pieces, then it's just a matter of putting them together. Well, they have all the parts and pieces.
Free throw, no good. Rebound, Rhett Chameau, and then he's fouled from behind. He'll shoot a 1-on-1. I remember you telling me once that coaches are, and I don't believe this wholeheartedly at all, coaches are as good as the players they have, because I think, you know, you obviously you need to know how to work those pieces, where to put them, but.
Well, you can help yourself, you can hurt yourself, but there's no question. Coaches are as good as their players are, without a doubt.
But what you're saying to me, here's a 3 by Scott down the barrel. Missed it. Rebound, Brennan Nielsen.
What I'm saying
What you're
to you
saying is, though, you wouldn't mind coaching a group like
Yeah,
this.
exactly. What I'm saying to you is I was a pretty good coach some years, and I was a pretty bad coach other years.
I don't know. You seem to have a pretty good record, if I remember. Down on the low baseline. Here's Peyton Smith with a 3. A little short rebound taken down
And
by
you can
Velez.
just kind of see the rush a little bit with Delta shooting the ball, trying to get it off just with the height that's out there.
Here's a runner. Wow. He throws it up and in. Kaler Miller with his first 2. I'm amazed as I look at the scoring averages for Summit Academy. 2, 5, 6, 4, 5, 4. Brennan Nielsen's 3. Off the iron, no good. Rebound by Scott. How they don't average more points is beyond me. Down the lane. That should be a charge, and it is. Brennan saw the player coming down the lane and wisely just said, I'll just take the punishment, steps over, and Dallas Whedon gets whistled for the personal. Back into the game, it'll be Nate Losey. And Delta will come the other way. There's Dason Fowles. High post, Peyton Smith. Right side, Shamo. Jumper, good. Rhett Shamo. Nicely done. He knocks down a 15-footer. Here's another quick 3. No good. Rebound. And they're going to call a foul on that, Coach. And I thought the player got caught in the air, didn't know what to do with it, and just threw it up. And I think Coach Smith feels the same way. I guarantee you that's what the discussion is down there. First free throw, no good. Kaler Miller with 2 points. This is the first one. Danny Figueroa back in, 5'10", senior. He averages just under 6 a game. Hasn't scored yet in this one. Second one is good by Miller. And Delta coming up a little quicker this time as they bring it in to front court. Nice pass, high post. And unable to handle it. Rhett Shamo had it in the high. I don't know if he was going to try and drive the lane, but they get him for steps. But that was better. They got it across quicker, and then they looked to the high post.
And then once you get it there, you just got to dribble it on your way down, and just forgot to do that part of it.
In and out on the 3. Over the back, I thought, no call, and a jump ball is going to be whistled. And it'll stay with Summit Academy. Delta not getting the advantage of a lot of whistles tonight. The official, I don't know why he's really talking to Caden there. I thought Caden was the one that had the inside position.
Yeah, well, he kind of got up a little feisty right there. You can just see the frustration setting in. So I hope the referee said the right way is, let's just keep it in context. But he felt like he was fouled, so he just trying to pull the ball away from him.
Look out into Scott. His jumper, no good. Rebound, loose and picked up by Figueroa. And they'll bring it way out front. Here's another 3. Wow, that was probably too quick. And shoving from behind, and finally a whistle comes from the official, Coach Smith, down the bench, trying to help his cause, and they do blow the whistle. And I'm not sure what the Summit Academy coach is upset about. That was a very easy call.
It could have been called on a couple of different kids, because they were just bowling their way through there. So
Dason Fowles, he really took a tumble after the push from behind. He'll shoot 2 in the double bonus. First one, no good. And Delta having a struggle at the free throw line tonight. They are 4 for 10 so far tonight. Second one in and out. And here's a tie up on the rebound. Should be Delta ball on the alternate possession, and it is.
And give Caden Fowles some great credit right there. He jumped inside a little bit of your own medicine type and got the ball, basically got us an extra possession right there.
Ball comes in and it's poked away. And Delta's got to come and approach that ball on that particular pass. I can't give all the blame to Caden Fowles on that one. Or two, I should say, to the inbounder. Caden's just got to step up. And instead of waiting for it to come to him, step up and receive it. Here's a three down the barrel, way short. Rebound tipped out and a whistle. That's, the whistle's going to go against Delta. Wow, they're giving this one to Peyton Smith. I didn't see that. The ball was just tipped out away from the basket, and the whistle goes against Peyton Smith. And Coach Smith saying the same thing. Where was the foul on that? If anybody, they gave it to the wrong person, Coach. Free throw up and good. Figueroa with his first point of the game. Yeah, it just looked like the ball was tipped out away to the perimeter. I'm not sure where the whistle was, but second free throw good. Here's Peyton Smith in the backcourt to Brennan Nielsen. Here comes, oh, and he gets bodied, no call. Right side to Shamo, and the ball knocked away out of bounds. It'll stay with the Rabbits.
See, and those are the things that are just making a difference here, though. Delta just a half a step behind. The hustle from the other end knocks that ball away and just about got another turnover. Got to be aware of where people are at all times.
So Delta gets the ball in.
Got to think a pass ahead.
And there's a whistle, bodying up way out front. That's Brig Jensen, and he complains. Now the Summit Academy coach, he'll take his turn, expressing his displeasure.
If I'm these referees, I'm getting a little bit tired of all this.
First one by Brennan Nielsen is good, and I agree. When there's a foul 20 feet from the basket and it's out in front of everybody, it's kind of hard to argue it, isn't it? Second one short, no good. Rebound picked up by Scott. And now a jump ball. And the coach is asking him, what are you doing there?
I was wondering the same thing. It will go to Summit Academy. At least that'll give Delta the ball to start the next half.
He just came out and held the ball and let Delta come in and
I'm
tie him
wondering
up.
if he didn't think that the time was over and he just didn't want to turn it over before the half. Because, yeah, very interesting.
Now here's a whistle and a reach. Wow, and that's a tough call. Coach Smith just kind of looks at the official in disgust right here, you can see.
Well, in that situation,
wow,
we got to have somebody step over and help before he gets that deep into the.
Free throw off, no good. Rhett Shamo, he gets banged from behind. He dropped it out of bounds, and I think the official thought, well, instead of calling a foul, I'll give the ball back to him. So Delta, with some time, they got 7 seconds. Here's Dayson. Go to the basket, Dayson. He does, and wow, a lot of contact down low, no call. And we come to the end of the first half. 30-11 is the halftime score, as both teams will go to the locker room here. Not a pretty half, really. Delta obviously struggling with that pressure coming out front. But some interesting whistles, a lot of contact under the basket not being called, and then a lot of bump fouls called out front. Hard for a player to get into the flow when you're not real sure how it's going to be called. So as we move into the Southern Utah University halftime show, Southern Utah University, where you get involved in your education and experience more. We'll let you enjoy the Delta High cheerleaders, and we'll come back with our numbers in the halftime show right after this. And a nice job done there by the Delta High cheerleaders once again. We are at the half, the Southern Utah University halftime show. Experience more from your education. Explore a higher education with the difference. Experience SUU. And we want to take a moment to join in here with the halftime activity. As the Laren and Noreen Lefevre family, they are sponsoring the Delta High School halftime contest. Many of you are aware of the tragedy that occurred here a few years back. Michael Lefevre, one of the fine student athletes here at Delta High School, who was unfortunately and very tragically killed in an automobile accident. His parents have done nothing but just be so supportive of those around them. They have really, really done such a nice job helping this community out, even in their own tragedy. I can't imagine dealing with a situation like that. And they have taken the high road and tried to come up with ways to promote seatbelt use. And so over the past few years, they have sponsored a Run to Remember Michael Lefevre. And each year they have a marathon type run where the people come in, participate, they pay their entrance fee, get a nice shirt, participate in a great activity, and then the proceeds that come from that Run to Remember always makes its way back into the high school and the community to sponsor and take care of things. And so tonight, the Michael Lefevre family is sponsoring the halftime shoot. $250 is the donation they're making here. The contestants put their name in their hat, and if they were drawn, they get an opportunity. They have to make a layup, a foul shot, a three-point shot, and a half-court shot. And if they make it, they get $250. If nobody wins it, it goes into the basketball fund. Pretty nice effort there, huh?
Absolutely, and it's like you say, it's not only do some good things for the community, but they put the money back into the community as well. The only thing I would have done maybe a little different is they have a Run to Remember. I'm going to have a walk to think about, because I'm a little bit.
You don't think you could keep up with them out there?
I'm not sure I could keep up with anybody.
And of course, Laren Lefevre, and his wife, just solid staple members of the community. Laren, obviously, he is a bishop here of one of the wards. He is also the principal here at the Delta Seminary. His wife has been involved in our community council. Their kids have just been outstanding students and student athletes here. Just an incredible family here in the community.
Yeah, so many good people that do good things. That's what makes living here makes it great.
This is Coach Topham's boy out there right now that has made the layup, has made the free throw, now has a three-pointer, and if he can get this one, he'll step back to half court.
Yeah, can't get that offensive rebound or that defensive rebound.
He'll have one more shot. And
you can tell his dad's been working with him.
Yep. Knocks down the three there towards the end, so our thanks to that young man and our other contestant. And once again, our thanks to the Michael Lefevre family for supporting Delta High athletics. And $250 will be donated into the Delta High School Fund, the basketball fund. And boy, that is very much appreciated.
Yeah, that's a substantial chunk of money right there too. I was talking to Vice Principal Rob. He doesn't coach with him anymore, but I said that's the administrative mills on some of these basketball games. That's Texas Roadhouse half a dozen times right there.
I've been waiting. You haven't taken me there yet this year. I've been a little disappointed. Normally you.
When you go to Emory, there isn't.
There's not one over there.
Yeah, you can't find a convenience store, let alone something else. So I don't think you've ever been in a place where you could even have got a piece of meat, but could have last time.
So again, you're part of the Southern Utah University halftime show. From a new freshman to a graduate student, and SUU Education is designed to help you experience more education. Real quick, let's take a look at the numbers here in the first half. First, I'll First of all, for Summit Academy, led in scoring by 6'8" senior Zach Scott. He had 10 in the first half. 5 points for Nate Losey, 8 points for Tyler Ferris, 3 points for Kaylor Miller, a couple for Sam Velez, and a couple for Danny Figueroa. Summit Academy, 7 of 13 from the free throw line, but they made 10 field goals in that first half. They had 7 two-point field goals, and they had 3 threes, and that's why you see the difference here in the ball game. On Delta's side, Dakota Dutson with 7, and this is where it stings, Coach. After that, 2 points for Rhett Shamo, 1 point for Brennan Nielsen, 1 point for Tanner Lefevre. That's it.
So as you were scripting success
Went
before the
followed
ball
it.
game started, kind of took a detour there.
Delta struggling from the free throw line, only 5 of 13 in that first half. And as you see, just the 3 two-point field goals.
You know, that's not going to win the ball game for you, but it's going to get you back to within shouting distance.
And Summit Academy, they were back out of the locker room with 6 minutes to go here in the half. Delta has yet to come out, as Coach Smith, I'm sure, still working on adjustments in there with these youngsters. And Coach, you can correct me if you think I'm wrong. I'm not sure if Delta is going to see the length in region play, the height, and the three-point, maybe the three-point shooting, but I don't know if they're going to see this kind of height as we move into region play next week.
No.
Although I believe Miller does have the one big
I was
kid.
going to say, just next week, first one we play, got a big tall kid there from Millard, and so, but you're not going to have towers like this, and you know, that's the thing about small towns sometimes, that, like the league that we're in, sometimes you get kids that play a lot of basketball. They go out in that backyard and they learn to shoot baskets, and they can shoot that three-pointer. But boy, these two down here, if these two would play together and with the same teamwork, I guess, as the two kids from Stansbury did last night. They passed the ball well. These kids are kind of on their own time. Boy, they could really make some hay down there.
So we close up the Southern Utah University halftime show. A curriculum deliberately built to focus on your experience. Go to suu.edu and see how you can experience more. So Delta just coming out of the locker room. They'll go right to the floor to start this second half. Peyton Smith, Austin Chappell, Caden Fowles, Dakota Dutson, and Tanner Lefevre on the floor for the Rabbits. And coming back for Summit Academy, Danny Figueroa out there along with Sam Velez.
And the referees aren't out here. That's why we aren't starting.
Oh, I was going to say, what's the holdup?
Yeah, the teams are on the floor. Everybody's looking to see who's going to inbound it. And Vice Principal Fowles got to go over and see if he can't knock on the door and get those. Maybe those referees are tired of getting hollered at in that first half, and they're just gonna stay in.
Here they finally come out of the locker room.
You know, never mind.
Yeah, go ahead. I'd love to hear it.
No, you're the ones that are managing the game, and the teams they're on the floor. They've been here for a minute, and they've been looking around. Everybody's kind of saying, "Well, God, who's throwing the ball?" Well,
in fact, if a team comes out that late, what happens? You get a technical foul.
Yeah, so I don't know what you're gonna do with this.
So Delta will have the ball to start this second half. And here comes the pressure once again in the backcourt. Peyton Smith, wow, just getting bumped up the floor. No call again. Summit Academy races up. They missed the layup. Rebound, tied up. It'll be Summit Academy ball underneath their own basket. So Figueroa to inbound underneath his own basket. They'll come out. Here's another quick three. In and out, no good. Rebound tipped. Velez has it, reaching over the top. Delta has got to do a better job, Coach, really getting physical and backing that player out of the way.
Seeing Tanner Lefevre did a good job that time, which cleared the way, even though somebody else went and got the rebound. That was just exactly what you're talking about. I believe he heard you.
Comes Delta into the front court. Peyton Smith finds Austin Chappell.
And players have to come to the ball. They can't just...
Oh, nice pass in to Caden Fowles. He puts it up. Whoa, and I was going to say, if there's not a whistle on the second one, there'll be some moaning and groaning, and there finally is a whistle. And so to the free throw line will be Caden Fowles.
But you have 5 blocks right now by the big kid. 3 blocks by Sam Velez. So they got 8 block shots.
First free throw, in and out, no good. And now Delta 5 for 14 from the free throw line. Coach, you you make a better percentage, and you're at least in the game being, the chance to run them down. Second one is good. First point of the game for Caden Fowles. And here comes Figueroa for Summit Academy. He'll go right down the middle, lays it off, blocked beautifully from behind. And there's a reach-in foul on Figueroa. Nice job by Tanner Lefevre to block that one away. That'll be the second personal on Danny Figueroa. Second team foul here in the half.
And going to have to be real careful here again. Can't just lob that. There we go.
Here's Kate. Boy, there's a reach in, no call. Ball's loose, and they call traveling. My goodness. And Coach Smith is, I agree wholeheartedly with him here. He wants to know, how did you get traveling out of that? The official won't even look over at him. What does that tell you?
The ball kind of went loose, but it looked to me like he just went and ran it down.
And now they're going to call Peyton Smith on that end, and he's wondering the same thing. Where's the call on the other end? It's a little frustration out there.
Yeah,
I understand
there's
it.
no question about that.
Ball comes into Scott down on the low post. Turns, throws it away. Got caught in the air and didn't know what to do with it. And this is where Delta needs to push, Coach. Don't wait for the defense to set up right here.
I agree wholeheartedly. Like right there, take it all the way to the basket, shovel it back out if you got somebody.
How about Austin Chapel right there?
Lay it up over the tall timber.
Nice move by Austin. Goes underneath the basket, uses it for protection, and lays it in. Great move. Here's a steal. Peyton Smith takes it away from Figueroa. He's going to go all the way, lays it up, and he's fouled by Figueroa. That'll be 3 on him, and Peyton Smith goes to the line to shoot a pair.
And now, Ken, seeing how you got a chance to get it within 14. Now, if your free throws, you are shooting your free throws, you're right in this ball game. So
Figueroa obviously didn't know that he had Zach Scott coming from behind, eyeing that one up to block it. And he commits the foul. First one's good by Peyton, his first point of the game. He'll have another. Dallas Whedon will come in and replace Danny Figueroa. Second one, also good. And the lead is down to 14, so Delta starting to creep back into this. Whedon with it. All the way to the basket, kicks it out. Here's a 3, angle right. And over the top, out of bounds, it'll be Delta's ball.
You know, people who know sports, Ken, they know that, Stuart Scott, ESPN guy, passed away a while ago. He had some booyah and a few other things. I was just waiting for you to talk about one of your mini runs that you have kind of phrased.
I coined that here with Delta, a little mini run. Uh-oh, Delta gets it out of the corner. Up and in, Dakota Dutson, nicely done. And the lead is down to 12. Certainly is, maybe even a little more than a mini run. Let's see if Summit Academy doesn't take some time and go to the big kid. Nope, they lose it. Coach, if I got a 6'8" kid standing under the basket that averages 20 a game and now Delta throws it away. I'm surprised they haven't. I don't know if he's even touched the ball here in this particular half. Scott.
Delta just turned the ball over.
So it'll be out of bounds for Summit Academy. That's too bad there. Delta could have got this to 10 or even under with a 3. So Whedon with it, works it up left side. There they go, settle down, and immediately into Zach Scott, and he's fouled.
And that's one, Tanner, move your feet, get over in front of him, let him run over you, if you will, but it's going to be hard for you to jump up and legitimately block that shot being to the side of him as tall as he is. So
that's 3 personal fouls on Tanner Lefevre. he'll have to be careful.
Yeah, get in front of him and see if you can't get him to run you over.
And now Zach Scott just 2 for 7 from the free throw line. Still with those 10 points that he had in the first half. Fine basketball player is Scott. Makes the second one. Again, here comes the pressure in the backcourt. Delta needs to get it across right here. They're getting close.
Yeah, they can't sit back here. That was over 10 seconds, I thought.
Here's Dakota. Jumper. Tried to go over the big guy. No good. Austin Chappell with the offensive rebound. His shot no good. And then stepping out of bounds was Whedon with it. It'll be Delta ball. Dason Fowles checked in down on the other end. He replaced Tanner Lefevre, who has those 3 fouls. Boy, here's Austin Chappell in the corner, and he will fire in and out. Tough shot there. Oh, taken away, though, by Dason Fowles. Gives it to Caden Fowles, and they call a charge. Coach Smith doesn't think the defensive man was there, and I'm not sure if he was either. But it'll go as a turnover. And Summit Academy will have it the other way. Here's Scott with it, right where you want him to have it, 25 feet from the basket. And I'm not sure how that official could see that one, Coach. The kid spun back out. Austin Chappell stripped it away, and the official under the basket that was looking through all those people make the call. And the outside official was looking right in on it. That's going to be 4 on Austin. That's going to take him out of the game. That's a tough call. So Brennan Nielsen will have to replace Austin right there. And both free throws made. Boy, I can say you can see the hand in the back of the Delta guards. Here goes Brennan to the bucket, lays it up, no good, but I think he'll shoot. Nope, they're going to say it was on the drive, so the official not going to give him free throws. He'll be out of bounds underneath for the Rabbits. Here's Dakota Dutson to inbound. They'll get it in. And Delta looking for that low post. Zach Scott sitting right there behind the player. And now that zone really collapsing down in on the Delta players. Here's Caden Fowles. Lays it up. Got it. Very nice move by Caden Fowles. He now has 3 points in the game. And it's a 13-point game. Coach, if they can get it under 10 to go into the fourth quarter, gives them a chance. Here's a steal. Brennan Nielsen had it momentarily. Went to the floor. They still have it. Delta comes out of there with it. Nicely done. They've got Brennan here on the side. Wow, and there's the foul whistled on Zach Scott getting too physical with Dason Fowles. It was starting to get pretty rough down in there. And here comes the coach again. I thought it was pretty obvious. He hooked him and kind of swung him around, and it looked like it was an easy call. But as you mentioned earlier tonight, not too many pleased people on either end on the whistles tonight. Here's a shot that's no good. Back the other way. Jumper, quick one. No good. Rebound. Brennan Nielsen, nicely done. He flies in. And Delta needs to push right here ahead of the defense before it can set up.
Yeah, that's going to be the best way for him to get a shot is off that early offense.
Here's a 3 from the corner, way short. No good. And here comes Summit Academy the other way with it. And they're looking for Scott. They've got him down inside. Puts it a block. Caden Fowles blocks it. Brennan Nielsen dives on it. Ball's loose. Whose is it? They're going to give it to Summit Academy. Boy, Caden Fowles showing a little bit of athleticism, going up and blocking the 6'8" Scott.
Yeah, and he didn't swat at it. He just put his hands up as high as he could go, and he just kind of put the ball right into his hands. So That's kind of picture perfect on what you want to see right there. Scott he wasn't too happy with that and kind of hurled
Look
him
at
out of
this.
the way just a
Ball
little bit.
almost stolen away on the inbound. Velez blocked again out of there. Caden Fowles with another block down the barrel, and that's too bad. Summit Academy knocks down a 3 off the loose ball. Such a great effort on the defense right there. Here comes Delta the other way. Dason Fowles, 18-foot hopper off the iron, no good.
Yeah, missed it, but that's the best shot that you're going to get with what's going on out there.
Here comes Summit Academy. Jumper from the corner, and this one's good.
Yeah, and just all of a sudden, there you go.
And Tyler Ferris with 4 threes in the game now as he gets back-to-back threes right there. And extends the lead back up to 19 when they had it down to 13 a moment ago. So a minute 50 to go here in the third quarter, 39-20. Score update brought to you by Level Pharmacy, Oasis Seed Co-op, Snow College, Sunrise Engineering, and Southern Utah University. Again, our thanks to all of our sponsors, along with Centricom, Barrett Hilton, producing things for us back in the studios. And a reminder, you can watch this game again by going to Centricom.com, clicking on the archives, and you can listen to Coach Fowles one more time, or as many times as you'd like.
Now there's a treat. There's a treat.
I know you go home and you watch these broadcasts over and over and over with the volume turned up high. So out of the timeout, Delta will have it in the backcourt. And here comes the full court pressure once again. And Delta needs to go screen away, and finally here comes Caden Fowles, nicely done, to help get the ball in. Here comes the pass, high post. Delta's got a chance, and a little too slow going down the lane. For a moment, it looked like they'd get a layup. Now Tanner Lefevre puts it up with a contact, and it goes. Tanner with his first bucket, nicely done. Even with a nudge from behind, he did a great job. Here's another 3. Good again. Tyler Ferris, 5 threes in the game. When they're going, they're gone. And it looks to me like they can either really shoot you into this thing or they can shoot you out. And so far for him, he's been making them.
Yeah, he has. And right off the bat, they didn't shoot very well, but he sure come back and been able to knock them down.
So Delta.
See, they've got 3 guys extended up above everybody.
Yep. And they're
yep. Just what's got to happen.
Drive
right
the
there.
wedge, make the pass. Here's Tanner. I don't know if he lost the ball going up or what happened right there. And now a whistle and a foul on who? On Tanner Lefevre. That's a tough call, Coach. I'm not sure.
I think what happened, he was underneath the man, it looked like, and I don't know if he reached out and grabbed him or what he did.
That'll be 4 on Tanner. He'll have to come to the bench. So Summit with the ball. Let's see if they'll try and hold for one with 54 seconds to go.
I think they'll, without a doubt, hold for one. It just depends on which one it is. That one.
Maybe
right
that
there.
one. Whoop. Almost turned it over. I can tell you who wants to shoot it. Kid with the ball. He'll throw it away. Tried to go to Velez underneath. Too big, and Delta will have it with a chance right here. Here comes Dakota Dutson. Got to get rid of it, Dakota. And a whistle and a foul, fortunately for the Rabbits right there. I'm not sure if Dakota had anywhere to go with it, kind of spun, and the whistle came. So Rabbits to inbound. They'll come to Caden Fowles. Caden puts it on the floor. Lost it out of bounds. So now with 15 seconds on the clock, Stansbury will certainly hold for one right here. And I was going to say, step over and take the charge right there. Here's a whistle on the rebound. Going against Stansbury, it'll be Delta ball.
And
with
that
7 seconds.
that one would have been an easy charge right there. All you had to do is just stand there in front of you. You need one run right over the top of you. And those are things that make Coach Smith's spot on top get just a little thinner.
Personal foul was whistled against Tyler Ferris.
Caden Fowles has had quite a good defensive effort underneath that basket, though. He's done some really good things down inside there.
First free throw's good by Caden. That gives him 4 in the game. He's 2 for 4 from the free throw line. He'll have another. And then Delta's going to have to defend for the final 7 seconds. Nicely done. Caden knocks them both down. Here comes the ball in. Once again, it'll be Ferris. And I was just going to say, he's going to want to shoot it. He puts up a long one way before the buzzer. And at the end of 3, 42-24 is your score update, brought to you by McDonald's of Delta. We appreciate McDonald's being with us, along with Intermountain Power Service, Jorgensen Honda, Central Valley Medical Center, and Service Drug. Service first at Service Drug. So Delta had it down, Coach, to 13. And then
with a few possessions.
Yep. And Tyler Ferris hits 3 threes in that third quarter to push the lead back up. And I want to check my stats here because I don't believe my own numbers here. As I look at the statistics on the season for Summit Academy, and my numbers are correct. Tyler Ferris came into this game averaging 4.1 points per game.
Wow.
And tonight, through 3 quarters, he's got 17.
I think that's one of the things you mentioned is the big kid's probably going to get his points. I don't know if he's going to get 20. Probably before it's done, there's a possibility of that, but somebody else has gone off, just like we said, can't happen.
In fact, Delta did a nice job holding Zach Scott to just 1 point in that third quarter. In fact, Summit Academy coach only made 3 baskets in the quarter. They were all threes by Ferris. So here we go. As Delta, see if they can even get it in. They do. Caden Fowles has to come up. Now he's being harassed on the side. He'll go to the side. Here goes Brennan down the lane. Puts up the runner a little short, no good. Rebound taken down by Tyler Ferris. He'll push up the floor in a hurry. Here's another 3, angle right, no good. Rebound, Jason Fowles, nicely done. Here comes Brennan the other way. Puts it up, wow. Here's the whistle. These 2 guys got him and he'll shoot free throws.
But that's what you've got to do against this team is go to the basket hard. They are very aggressive and they will come in, try to. He should get another shot, even if he misses this one because of the lane violation. I wonder if the ref even saw that.
He didn't even see it.
Because after he handed him the ball, the guy stepped completely away from the lane. I guess that's okay, huh?
Interesting.
I must not know the rules.
Brennan hits 1 of 2. He's got 2 on the night. And the lead down to 17. They throw it away. Dason Fowles defending, picks off the pass. Here comes Delta on the run again. Dason to the bucket. Holy cow, all kinds of contact. Bodies fly everywhere. You can hear people in the stands holler and blow your whistle. I kind of thought it had to be one way or the other there.
Absolutely had to be one way or the other.
Scott, who hasn't shot the ball, I don't think one time in the half, misses that one, and now a whistle on Dason Fowles reaching in. If this were a closer game, I think you'd have seen Coach Smith come out of the chair on that last no call on this end. So the ball will come way out front. This is Armani Montgomery out there wearing number 10. To the bucket, layup, no good. Tip, no good. Scott with it. His throw back is good. his first field goal of the second half, and he's got 13 now. And there's where you break it. High post, right side. Now they go over the top. Now the baseline, Dakota Dutson. Boy, they had Dason. Now they find him. Tries to drive, puts it up, and a late whistle and a call against Zach Scott. Dason did a nice job diving back into the defender.
Yeah, he actually forced the contact there, and is going to be rewarded with 2 free throws.
First one's good. Dason with his first point of the game. He'll have another. Austin Chapel will check back in at the 6:31 mark. This one off the iron, no good. Rebound taken down by Velez. And up the floor comes Summit Academy. Down inside, Scott works up, missed it. Rebound tipped and controlled by Velez. Another opportunity for Delta. They just can't control it. Here's Velez. He goes in, and he's fouled. He'll shoot 2. And Velez, coach, comes into the game just averaging 4 points a ball game at 6'6". You'd think he'd double that just in offensive rebounds and putbacks.
Well, he's got 14 rebounds here. Wow, tonight. So
doing the job on the glass.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those offensive.
Wow. Wouldn't you love that production every night? Kid plays well on the glass, but he misses both free throws, and Summit Academy gets the long offensive rebound. Now a whistle away from the ball. Who's this on? Wow. Going to call this on Austin Chapel.
And I don't think he'll complain about that one. If you see that one on the film, he impeded his money's worth on that one.
That'll be 5 on Austin Chapel. And he'll have to come to the bench. So Armani Montgomery will shoot 1-and-1, and he missed it. Tip no good. Rebound, Peyton Smith nicely done. Up the floor. Here comes Delta in a hurry. Here's Brennan on the left side. Out front, Peyton. Come back to Brennan. He's wide open.
Yeah.
Now they find him.
Go ahead.
Bang that one, Brennan. And he does. Nice looking shot. Brennan knocks down the 3 and give Peyton Smith the assist and credit for finding him. And again, they came up the floor in a hurry, Coach.
Yeah, came up the floor in a hurry, and they will cat that ball. They'll have 3 guys running towards where that ball is, and if you can just get your feet set and get that shot off in a hurry.
Figueroa down the lane to Velez. Velez does not even look to shoot. He obviously knows his role. Scott to the bucket, lays it up and in. 15 now in the game for Zach Scott. And again, if they'll look middle of the floor right here, they'll get a layup, and they do. There's Dakota Dutson, and he's fouled. He'll shoot 2.
But that's what you're going to get if you do push the issue right there. You're going to make the referee make a call. Now, that looked like it was clean up top, but there was some body contact, so now you get the foul on him, and that's 4 fouls on him. So that's just a great way to attack this basketball team from Summit Academy.
So Dakota Dutson to shoot a pair, and he makes the first. And even though that's 6'8" leaving the floor, Coach, they come back with 6'2" defensive end type size in Nate Losey. Here's Dakota with another one. This one is short, no good. Rebound. Another one, Coach, for Velez.
Yeah, he's going to have 20 rebounds here tonight if he's not careful.
Wow, great effort by the young man. Here's a whistle and an offensive foul going to be called against Sam Velez. I was just giving him a lot of credit, complimenting him, and he picks up the foul away from the ball.
Well, that's one of those. He set the screen, set a good tough screen. That's the one you don't really want to complain about being a coach, because he was just trying to be physical and aggressive, and
So timeout taken on the floor, 46-30 with 4:48 to go. Update brought to you in part by McDonald's of Delta, Intermountain Power, Jorgensen Honda, Central Valley Medical Center, Service Drug, and the Delta Medical Center. And our next broadcast is going to be coming your way next Wednesday night. We'll be back here in the Palladium for that one. So here we go out of the timeout. It'll be Delta ball after that foul away from the ball. And once again, here comes the pressure in the backcourt. Ball will come over the top to Dakota Dutson. Back to Brennan Nielsen. Back to Peyton Smith. There's the high. They got him. Now they'll go wing. They'll look over the top here. Now far right side. Let's see if Delta, they'll come up top. Brennan Nielsen comes down the lane. Ball knocked away. There was just too much traffic there. Right side. Here goes the shot. And a reach in and a foul on Brennan Nielsen. They'll shoot two. This is going to be, I believe, is it Figueroa? Going to be Jaden Hamblin, who has not shot a free throw yet tonight. He'll shoot two. Three personals on Brennan. First one, no good.
You know, if there is an Achilles heel here for Summit Academy, as I see it, Ken, it would be free throw shooting. I don't know exactly what they are, but it just seems like they haven't knocked lights out with their free throws.
They've missed 11 of them so far tonight. They're 10, now 11 for 23, I believe. Back into the game, Kaylor Miller. And again, here comes the pressure.
Yeah, get it
And
and
they
go.
do
Turn
a
and
nice
go.
job to the middle. Now to the right side. Jumper from 16. Hard off the iron. No good. Ball off of Delta. It'll be, Summit Academy ball. And again, that's not a bad shot
No,
to take.
that's not
Just
a
got to
bad
knock
shot.
her down. So Summit Academy again. We'll see if they'll be patient with it. Velez puts it up, no good. Rebound, fought for, loose on the floor, still loose on the floor. And a jump ball finally called. Who will it be? I think it'll stay with Summit. Caden Fowles checks back in for Tanner Lefevre. And Caden needs to go down there and play defense. Yeah, go ahead and get in there. The ball is Summit Academy's. There's a reach-in foul called. And a lot of fouls have been called here in the second half. This will be two free throws for Kaylor Miller. First one's no good. And you mentioned it, they have missed their share of free throws. That's 12 they've missed tonight. Second one is good. And in a tight game, that may come back to haunt them. Here comes the ball. And again, Coach, you said it. People have got to come and get it. You can't be running away from it. Here's a shot, no good. Velez with it on the rebound. Here's a jump ball finally called. It'll go the other way.
Especially with a team that comes out on just every pass and potential pass. Yeah, you've got to come to meet the ball, and then you're going to get some fouls as well.
Here's Brennan down the lane. Missed it, or might, I don't know if it was tipped, but couldn't get it over the big kid. Ferris the other way. Velez out on top. Another three. Wow. Second one of the game for Nate Losey. He's got 8. And again, Delta doing a little better job getting the ball up the floor. Brennan lays it up. Good. Got his man in the air and then banked it home.
had to make that little fake just to get the timing off just a little bit so he could muscle it up through there.
7 now for Brennan Nielsen in the game as we go into 3 minutes. There's another 3. Tyler Ferris again. 6 threes for him. 20 in the game. How does he only average 4 a game, Coach?
I don't get that either, and I'm sure.
Wow, I was going to say there's got to be a whistle here as they're up bodying too close on Dason Fowles. He'll shoot 2.
And I would think
And
Coach
now-
Gray has some people on his bench that he could put in with the 22-point lead, but
I wondered that myself. Still pressing full court. My philosophy would be to maybe back into the half court. But that's the reason why I'm up here and not down there. First free throw was good by Dason. Did they put that on the right side?
yeah.
Okay. Dason with the second. It's good. He's got 3 in the game. Coach Smith still working with this young group so that they can kind of learn how to play with each other, especially as they go into league play. Now here's another whistle. And I think that is that 5 on Dason. We'll wait and see. Nope, just 3. Losey back to the line, makes the first one. Tanner Lefevre will check back in. So 55-34, you think the full court press will come here on the out of bounds? Second one is no good. Rebound. Tanner Lefevre and a reach-in foul on Kaylor Miller. So now we go back to the other end and shoot free throws. Coach Gray is saying to his player, why? We don't need that right here. Why stop the clock and give them free throws when we're up like this? So Tanner at the line. He's 1 for 2 there tonight. He'll have a pair. First one, a little bit off the side, no good. He'll have one more. Nice adjustment as he knocks down the second one. He's got 4 points in the game. That's a 5-second count, is it not? Apparently not. Tanner did a nice job staying with the player right there. Wild shot. And another rebound by Velez. The ball's kicked away, picked up by Dakota Dutson. If he'll look over, he's got Peyton running with him. Missed the layup. Tip, no good. Rebound, Peyton. He'll put it up, no good. And now a whistle and a foul on who? As the players griping and moaning and the coach up, and with 1:45, up 20, I'm not sure I'd worry too much about that. Peyton Smith to the line. He'll shoot a pair. Peyton did a nice job crashing the offensive board right there. First one, a little short, no good. Brig Jensen, a 5'10 senior, coming into the game for Summit Academy, replaces Kaylor Miller. Miller will exit with 6 points on the evening. Second one, no good. And the rebound corralled by Nate Losey. Ferris wants more as he goes in, misses the driving layup. Out front, here's a 3. Gavin Rindelspacher gets it. Here's Brennan the other way. He's going to go into the basket, puts it up, whistle, block, he'll shoot 2. And yeah, that doesn't look good as Brennan got whacked in the head. He'll pop up. I've always said to him.
Don't know if he knows where he's going.
I've always said, Brennan, if you ever lay there on the floor and make the coach come out, you better be hurt. And so I think he's taking it to heart as he comes up in a hurry. I don't think he wants his
Yeah,
dad
but when
saying.
the referee come up and asked him how he's doing, he said, "I'm fine, Dad." So I'm not sure yet.
Let's see if he can see the basket. First one, hard, no good.
I think they did crack heads pretty good down there.
He'll have another. Jack Dutson, sophomore, checks into the ball game along with Rhett Chamo. Second one, short, no good. Rebound taken by Velez once again as the kid is approaching 20, I believe, on the rebounds. Here's a shot up, and they say no good. It was turned over. Apparently, he carried the ball.
Which you don't see called
So with
very often.
a minute 2 to go, Summit Academy finally backs out of the full court press. Here's Jack Dutson, right side, down low. Chamo, nowhere to go with it, blocked out of bounds. And it's going to be Summit's ball because apparently Brett was the last one to touch that one. Maybe a little inside-out game right there with the big kid leaning over the top of you. Velez has got some size to him, very athletic. Surprised the official gave it back to him, though. I thought he'd just give it to Delta right there.
Yeah.
Here's Brennan. Wants to go inside. Nice pass left side. Chamo shot up and good. That's Chamo with 4 points now in the game.
And that's one thing, Delta hasn't had a whole lot of assists tonight. So when you don't make baskets off a pretty good pass, sometimes you certainly like to get rewarded for that.
Lots of counts out there, but apparently not to 5. And another ball tipped. And Delta had a chance at it, but can't control the loose ball. So 11 seconds to go. Summit Academy inbounds under their own basket. I don't think they would shoot another one here. I think they'd probably just run it out. So it's out front. Down to 5 seconds. And that will do it. The Summit Academy gets the victory here in the final preseason game for the Rabbits. 58-37 is your final. As we'll move into our Sunrise Engineering post-game show. Sunrise Engineering, serving clients in Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, and Arizona for over 30 years. Sunrise Engineering. As both teams will shake hands. Summit Academy will make the trip back up into Salt Lake. We never did even discuss about where Summit Academy is located. A lot of people may not know, but their school is just right off the point of the mountain, very near the Utah State Prison up there. So they've got a little bit of a jaunt to get back home. So let's take a look at Summit Academy as far as leading scorers in this one. Zach Scott finished the ball game with 15 tonight. Nate Losey had 9 for Summit Academy. 20 in the game to lead all scorers for Tyler Ferris. 6 points for Kaylor Miller. 2 points for Sam Velez. 3 for Gavin Rindelsbacher. And 2 points for Danny Figueroa. You mentioned maybe the Achilles heel might be for Summit Academy free throw shooting. Let's run those numbers by you real quick. They shot 26 free throws, did Summit Academy. And they made 12 of those. So that's one thing that I'm sure Coach Gray's going to try and work on with his team. You getting some close games, Coach. 12 for 26, that's a tough number. As far as field goals made for Summit Academy, nine 2-point field goals. But boy, they were deadly from threes tonight. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They had 9 threes. So just as many threes as they had twos. And Tyler Ferris with 6 of those threes tonight. He really shot the ball well. As we mentioned, he came in averaging 4 points a game, goes for 20 tonight. Real quick, let's take a look at the other side of the ledger for the Delta Rabbits. 10 points in the game for Dakota Dutson. 7 for Brennan Nielsen. 2 points for Peyton Smith. 4 points for Rhett Shamo off the bench. 3 for Dason Fowles. 5 for Caden Fowles. And 4 for Tanner Lefevre. Delta, as far as shooting free throws tonight, 1, 2, 3, 4. 33 free throw shot. That's a lot of free throws for one team to shoot. 16 for 33. So can't get after Summit Academy without also talking about the obvious for Delta. 16 for 33. Got to shoot a little better themselves from the line.
Yeah, without a doubt. And we knew that coming in. Those things we talked about that need to happen just didn't quite happen. So got to regroup and put everything behind you. Try to get kids to forget about everything there is and regroup.
Delta with 8 2-point field goals. They had 1 3-point field goal in the ball game. So shooting woes, yes. Delta had a hard time handling that 3-quarter trapping defense from Summit Academy. You know, there later on in the game, Coach, they started pushing the ball a little quicker, came up the side a few times, and then got it to the top and then filtered to the wings, and I thought that was very effective. Just had a hard time getting into that and realizing that's where they needed to go with the ball.
I agree. And, you know, I'm going to have some stats here for you in just a minute when I think kind of tell what happened there. So give me just 1 second.
You bet, absolutely. Once again, post-game show brought to you by Sunrise Engineering. Sunrise Engineering promoting athletic and academic excellence. Visit them at sunrise-eng.com. Sunrise Engineering. Again, our thanks to all of our wonderful sponsors that are helping us out this year. Delta Medical Center, along with Drew Bay Chevrolet, RC Staples, Delta City, Lovell Pharmacy, Oasis Seed Co-op, Snow College, as we mentioned, Sunrise Engineering, and Southern Utah University. As Delta wraps up the preseason here. And now next week they'll have 2 home games, and they are big ones, as they will have Millard coming in along with Kanab. And those are a couple of games that you hope you can get in such a short regular season schedule where you only have just the 5 home games. You got to make your hay where you can, especially at home. Real quick, we'll see if we can take a look at some of the ball games that are out there this evening. We'll bring up our numbers here in just a minute.
And as you're looking at that, Ken, one of the biggest things that glares out is 39 rebounds to 24 for Delta, leading the Summit Academy team with rebounds is Sam Velez with 17 rebounds.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those offensive rebounds. And that's just kind of you can't give up 10 offensive rebounds in a game, let alone to one person. So that's quite a bit right there. You know, steals are 11 for Delta, 10 for Summit Academy. That's pretty even. 21 turnovers to 16, so beat us a little in that category. Delta had 3 blocks, which is quite admirable, but you had 10 blocks on behalf of. So that's 10 swats that they got away that is struggled. So, you know, that's a good basketball team. Delta didn't play their absolute best, but you know, both teams can. Not a whole lot of assists in the ball game. 4 and 2. So a lot of do your own type stuff rather than, you know, of course, if you don't make a basket, you can't get the assist. And anyway, stats kind of add up to just what everything else does too. So that's why Summit Academy wins the ball game.
We look around the state real quick for just a moment here. Wasatch Academy tonight. How about this one, Coach? At Morgan Park, Illinois, as they are out playing an independent schedule this year. American Leadership trails Juab currently 69-37. Harbin is down at Emory, no score there yet. Juan Diego at Bear River Kanab tonight is over at North Severe. Millard and Manti, that will be an interesting one to see how that comes out. North Sanpete up at South Summit. Park City makes the trip to Grantsville. South Severe, this is a little bit of a shock to me. Parowan leading South Severe in the fourth, 45-28.
45-28. Well, that's kind of what we talked about just a little bit as far as, you know, our region not having maybe a real strong team, but all of them have potential. It was Beaver, you said, that beat Emory. Emory was as good a team as I've seen in our classification, and so they've all got possibilities, you know.
And South Severe being ranked #1 in the 2A.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a shocker there. Of course, they got beat the other night up at Manti by 2. They had a chance to win it at the end, but did not.
You know, Ken, another thing you commented on, you said that Wasatch Academy is in Illinois playing. There is an element of, I'm not sure what you'd call it, with these charter schools like Summit Academy, and you notice they have a lot of different nationalities represented here. They don't necessarily recruit, but they promote their programs, you know, and that's how they survive. And so you get to see a lot of that. You know, we don't get to go to Illinois, and and so you get to see some of that kind of stuff. You know, this team's been down to Las Vegas and played in a tournament right there. So they have that opportunity to bring in kids and kind of sell a program that can be beneficial to you. And so, you know, what Summit Academy is really amassing a group of kids. But my point with all this was their coach had said before the game started that after tonight he's going to have 6 kids that are academically ineligible on him. Now, I don't know who he would be talking about, but that's got to be a frustrating thing to, you know, if that's some of their, obviously if you got 6 of them, that's going to affect you with some of your better players right there. And so that's going to be a big thing for Summit Academy if indeed that holds true.
So as we wrap things up here, once again from the Delta Palladium, your final score, Summit Academy wins at 58-37 again. Uh-oh.
I would
So,
say
yeah,
get a little super glue and
So yeah, so head coach Smith just giving us the news there. Brennan was a little bit, maybe a little goofy there on that last little drive, and free throws is has a little bit of a gash on its head after that collision in there. So we'll go see if we need to put him
if you
back
want,
together.
I'll be happy to be the one to super glue it, and I'll charge you half.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd be okay with that. If you don't mind doing that for us, we'll put you to work. Sorry there, we lost the pitcher for a minute, but it's back. But again, yeah, we'll get him stitched up or whatever we need to do and have him back ready to go for next Wednesday. That'll be the next broadcast for Delta. They will have Millard coming here at the Palladium. That's Wednesday, January 14th. You can join us right here on this same channel. We appreciate Centricom allowing us to bring the games to you. Millard and Delta in a cross-county rivalry for the first win of the region schedule. And then on Friday, a week from tonight, Kanab will be here. And then after that, Coach, we get back on the road. We'll be at Enterprise on a Wednesday night, and then down at Parowan 2 weeks from tonight. So again, our thanks to all of our sponsors for being with us here. Again, Sunrise Engineering. They have sponsored our post-game show here tonight. I'll go see what we've got to do in the medical department here, wrap things up, put things away, and hopefully go have a good weekend. So with that being said, any final thoughts?
No, just put everything that's happened behind you. Hopefully they can start league off the way they started the season off, and that's kind of the way you got to look at it. It is a new season. Get going after it.
So again, our thanks to Centricom, all of our sponsors. On behalf of Coach Dean Fowles, I'm Ken Nielsen saying thank you for being with us. Join us next Wednesday night as we'll have a big one here in the Palladium, Millard and Delta. Good night, everyone.